Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just trying to turn my video on. It's just flashing at me and telling me that it's off. So I'm just trying to get that to come on.
Option to join with video and audio.
Am I supposed to hear?
I can hear you, Rob. I did, yes, Maxine. Let me just refresh and hope that that fixes it.
All right.
Am I supposed to be able to hear or see myself?
Hi, this is Eve with Juno.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Thank you. Trying to get. Ah, there we go.
I can see myself, which is
There we
fab.
go.
I can't hear myself.
We can hear you, Rob.
Why can't I hear myself?
Do you have a different mic plugged
That's
in?
a beautiful NECA collection, Rob.
Audio on. Okay, so I can't hear you, but you can hear me.
Yep. We can hear you, Rob.
Hi, team. It's
I
Joseph here.
can't hear a thing.
Hey, Joseph, how are you?
Oh, I'm well. I'm well. How about you guys?
Which
Yeah,
is
good. Rob,
interesting.
we can hear Rob, but Rob can't hear us, which is why he's just talking over us.
Oh, Rob can't hear us. Okay. I'll get his attention here.
Hi, Joseph.
I'm not sure if you guys have already tried that, but let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, it worked for me. My video wasn't working. Then I just hit refresh and it seems to work. So hopefully it'll be good.
It worked, right? Yeah, so that should take care of it there.
Just trying all the buttons now.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be the one that's pressing all of those. This is what you're gonna see during this session. Yeah. There goes Rob. Can you hear us?
Okay, there's audio.
Hello,
Hi, Rob. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me? I can't hear you at all.
Oh, can you hear us now?
Okay. Please check the chat box.
Please check the chat box. Hi, Rob. Hi, Joseph.
It's so funny. Yeah, we're just hearing Rob talk out loud. It's like being inside his head.
Yeah.
You hear us now?
Uh-huh.
Can you hear us now, Rob?
And then what do you want me to do? Try unplugging your...
Rob, can you hear us now?
Rob, can you hear us?
Rob, take. Oh, I don't know why I'm speaking. You can't hear me.
No, now we can't hear you. Okay, so plug in your mic. He needs to plug in his mic at this point because it's connected that way. And then I'll ask him to jump in this one.
I was just wondering if he can try without the headset, see if the issue is with the headset or platform.
Yeah, so we're thinking that I asked him to unplug his headset, but when he does that, his mic disconnects as well. So I'm gonna tell him to plug in his mic again.
I hope you've been getting some rest, Joseph. I feel like every time I'm on a session, you've been there logging in. Okay.
Can you hear me at all?
We can
Yes,
hear
we can hear you.
Oh,
So I can't hear you, so a thumbs up or down. Thumbs. Fine. So
Okay, so he's not able to hear us.
Can someone try speaking for me?
hello. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear us now, Rob?
You have headphones.
Hi, this is Adam with Juno Tech Support. Is someone having an issue with audio?
Yeah, Adam. So Rob is able to
Yes,
hear
The
us.
headphones aren't the
We can
issue,
hear you.
Rob,
because
we can hear Rob,
if the
but
headphones
Rob
were the
cannot
issue,
hear us.
you wouldn't be able to hear me. And I've
I'm
just
sorry.
confirmed Zoom
What's going
calls.
on, Joseph?
Yeah, so Rob can hear us.
I will
But
unplug them though.
Rob, we can hear Rob, but Rob cannot hear us. Is what's going on.
Hi,
Okay.
Adam.
So it's his output.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
output. So
Rob
we
could
may need
not
some
hear
refresh here.
us, but we could hear him quite clearly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maxine. Yeah, we'll try refresh and then go from there.
Okay, Adam. Try to troubleshoot here. I'm gonna jump in the other room really quickly.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Rob, can you hear us?
Nothing. Can you hear me at all?
We can hear you, Rob.
So you can hear me. My things aren't plugged in at all. I can't hear you.
So I see you have a headset on. Are you talking through the computer right now, though? Is the headset not plugged in?
Audio is not muted.
No, I think the headset's
Is
unplugged
your
now.
Adam,
computer
you have to type
audio
it. He's not
turned
gonna
on?
hear
My
you.
computer audio
Yeah,
is turned on.
I'm realizing that. Sorry.
Else, well, it might be difficult, but if anything else, well, you guys will have a conversation. I was gonna say that he probably doesn't need the audio, but you guys are probably gonna have conversation throughout. So
Mac, and I've just checked both my settings and on Juno.
In a Mac, okay. Are you using Google Chrome?
I'm using Safari. Yeah.
While we're sorting out Rob's audio, I just had a quick question. If we share a video on via YouTube, will the audio come out for participants as well as us? It will, won't it?
You should be able to hear it.
Cool. Great. Fab. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
This is why we have this nice little half-an-hour period where we can panic about tech.
Exactly. Exactly. And we need it, definitely.
Looks like Rob is back. See if we can get his output working.
Hi,
Hi.
I will be here to pop up the question from Q&A if you need it, and also to remove people if they are talking something that they should not. and,
Great.
and if you need something, you can put the mode tab and we will chat by there. Okay?
Great. Thank you.
Thanks to you.
Oh, no.
Rob, I can see you, and I'm not sure if I can hear you. Are you talking? Can you talk, Mike or Rob?
Yeah, I'm talking.
Oh, we
Okay.
can hear you now.
Fine. I was cracking a joke as well. I was trying to be funny. I was saying.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can.
Hey.
I was saying.
Perfect.
Can you remove the presenters? Is that an option?
Well, that's what I was actually trying to do.
You were
I've been
asking
sat here
Barbara
muting
if
you.
she can remove you.
Yeah, it was a joke, Maxie. It was a joke.
Well, I'm glad you can hear us now, Rob.
Dude, I'm glad I can as well. I was on Safari, so clearly the tool doesn't like Safari. Bless you. Poor Apple, eh?
Cool. How long have we got? 15 minutes, right?
You there?
I'm here.
Just lower right corner.
Great. I'm going to test. I'm going to share my screen and just check that playing the video, you can all hear it and that
Jack?
it works. Maxine, I'm here. Can you?
I shouldn't even be laughing, Rob. We seem to have lost Jack.
Can't hear him.
Are you kicking me
Oh my
from this now,
goodness.
Maxine? Is that what's going on? First you tried to get rid of Rob and now you're trying to get rid of me? Fine.
Rob, could you reach out to Jack and find out what could be the issue? I hope we don't lose you when Jack hops on back on the screen.
Dear. Oh dear. Yeah,
Rob.
let's not, because he might end up going for a drink or something like that. So we better not. Right, do you want to share your screen?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Cool.
Right,
dear.
share your screen to make sure it works so we can get going.
Great. What can you see now?
I can see all of us.
Your screen.
Can you see YouTube?
Yep.
Great. Can you hear that?
Can't hear it.
Ideal.
It's quite quiet. I could hear the start of the video is building up. So do you want to go to the middle bit where it's
Maybe,
actually...
yeah. Can you hear that?
No.
No. Not. Let me take a look. We have to add them really quick. Okay, I let Adam know. So
Great.
he will be here to help you.
Fab. Thank you.
Sure.
See these pesky scouts?
I'm helping out another room. I'm gonna hop off right now and then I'll come right back, okay?
No worries.
So before you could hear us, Rob, I was complimenting your collection of scarves.
Thank you. They're a range of scarves from over the years and World Scout Jamborees, etc., etc.
Rob,
Would you happen to have one from Zimbabwe?
I don't, but since we're now friends, I'm pretty sure we can do a bit of an exchange, and you can send me one from Zimbabwe.
Rob,
Maxine, you've gone quiet, Maxine.
can you hear me, Rob?
I can hear you, but I can't hear Maxine.
What can you see on my screen? Presenter view or just the slides?
Presenter view.
So now you should be able to just see the slides.
Yes.
And it's all working.
Fab.
Look at that. My bestie and your bestie.
Are you on TikTok?
It's going to be a fun session. I can feel it already.
We're going to just put Rob singing. It's actually a concert. Rob's going to do 45 minutes of Lewis Capaldi.
I didn't know you were on TikTok, Jack.
I'm not. But you know that is a real song as well. It's not just a TikTok song.
Yeah, but it's because TikTok started it, let's be honest.
I know you're a big fan of TikTok. The only time I've ever been on TikTok is with you when we filmed that dance thing that I couldn't do.
That was one of my first.
Yeah,
that was one of my first days.
Sorry, just to check, did you get the facilitator statement to read from the start?
Yeah, I've got it. Rob, I've got a big old oh, hello. I'm capturing this event, but on my end your audio. Whose audio? My audio? Rob's audio, everyone's audio. Yes.
Wait, is it about the captions?
Oh, Rob and Jack.
All
right. So who's having the YouTube audio problem?
That was me.
Okay, Jack. Okay, Adam is asking, so I'm gonna let him know.
I don't really know what to do about the echo. Sorry.
All right, here's Adam now.
Hi, Jack. What was going on with the YouTube audio?
Hey, Adam. When I share my screen and play the YouTube video, I can hear it fine, but no one else can. Or it's very, very quiet.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of how that would work because you have a headset on. Is the audio coming through to your headset? Is that where you hear the YouTube video?
Yeah, that's where I've got everything going through the presentation and.
Okay. Bear with me one moment.
Thanks.
Right.
And yes, Maxine, I do have the facilitator statement. Rob, I'm going to read it before we kick off and hand over to introductions.
Looking forward to it. I'm going to take a wee.
It's going to be great.
Picky Wiki. Smile.
Oh.
There we are. So we've got a big statement sound.
Yeah, and I don't know your name. It just says sync words. Hello. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do about the audio echo from your side. Sorry.
Jack, are you using a Mac or a PC?
PC.
Okay. So I want to check and see if we can change the output settings individually. So because you'll probably want to hear everyone else talking through your headset, but we'll want the YouTube video coming through your speakers so that we can all hear. So go to open settings or sound system and then sound.
Yep.
On the right, click on app volume and device preferences. You should see that under other sound options.
Yeah, I got that. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, Google Chrome can come out of my speakers or headset.
Yes. So you have Juno and YouTube open in Chrome?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if you can set it individually. Actually, I
What
have
if what if I just run YouTube on Firefox? Will it give me the option to run Firefox in a different output?
Well, I mean, I guess you could share your screen and then share the Firefox tab on your screen. You could do that, Jack. If you want to pull the YouTube up in Firefox, and we'll give that a shot.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
Okay.
My bestie, your bestie. I'm stuck in my head now.
It's better than.
You'll need those sound settings up once you do have Firefox open too.
Great. Okay,
It'll
so
probably
what I'll do then is, how long we got? 7 minutes. Plenty of time. So you should be able to see Firefox. Is that right?
It's coming up now. I see. Yep, I see YouTube.
Yeah. It's very quiet though, so crank up the volume.
That's as loud as it goes.
Yeah, you have speakers. Can you click on the drop down next to Firefox?
Yeah.
The-
This one?
Yeah, that's what it should be. Volume is up. What is the YouTube volume slider at?
It should be full.
Yeah.
How quiet is it?
It's
like too quiet?
It's pretty quiet for me.
Yeah.
All right. Rob, given we've got my screen stopped sharing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Given we've got 7 minutes, should we bin off the video and just talk through it? And then that way we don't have to worry about techie stuff not working. Cool. So I've just binned that from the presentation. We'll adapt. Talk through it.
So we'll talk about the partners. We'll actually say who the partners are.
Cool.
Jack, if you wanted to take your headset off, I think we wouldn't have the problem, but obviously you want good audio. But
it's fine. We can just talk through it. It's all good. Video is only a minute.
Okay.
So we have.
Thanks, guys. I'll be in the background if you need me.
Cheers, Adam.
Right. So we have better mental health, understanding disability.
Are you going to talk through the partners then, Rob?
It's up to you.
Don't make it up to me.
I can do it and just whiz through them. Understand disability, better mental health.
Maxine, do you want to sing a song with us when we start?
I need to get off the screen when you start. I would have loved to. I'll sing from the other side.
I think you're making excuses, Maxine. I think you sung a song.
I think it's so as well. Maxine, I think you're trying to jump away from us. This is not on. Come on. Let's hear a song.
What song will that be?
What song do we want? What about that High School Musical classic? We're all in this together.
We're all in this together. Da, 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 da.
So I need to point out that during your session, just remember that you have people on Juno and people on YouTube. So when you ask questions or engage people via the chat, just also invite those on YouTube to share and then encourage them that there is a moderator that's taking their questions and comments from YouTube and bringing them to the speakers on the platform.
Cool. Okay, I'll do that I'll do that when we kick off as well. But yeah, cool. That sounds good.
And we also found it helpful that if maybe one of you drops off or there's a glitch of sorts, just ask a question and then start engaging people in the chat whilst we wait for that to be sorted out.
Okay. I'll leave Rob 1 minute into the session and come back 1 minute before the end.
What was that?
Just checking you're listening.
No, I'm just making sure. Kindness in every community, supporting refugees and displaced children, protecting the environment, better mental health for all, understanding disability, and ending homelessness.
Got it. Nailed it. Cool. As we go live in 3 minutes, shall I start sharing the slides so that when people log in, they see the title slide straight away?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be great. And then just one more thing. You're both seeing 2 minutes 51 seconds right now.
Mhm.
Rob, is
Yeah.
it the same for you as well?
Where am I
At the
supposed to?
bottom right screen of your screen, that it says 2 minutes 38 now.
Yeah.
Okay, you're in sync. Okay, great.
No, it's in 2 minutes 33. 30.
Cool.
29,
Yes.
28.
Rob, do not count down the entire 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Don't worry.
2 seconds.
Right, okay, since you're faster, you just say go when it's to go, because quite frankly...
Okay, so I'm gonna step down, but I will still be in the room, but not on your screen. So I wish you all the best, and thank you so much.
Maxine.
All right.
You've been fab. Thanks, Eve.
You're welcome.
Rob.
I'm glad we were able to figure out the audio issues for you.
Marvelous.
Rob,
Jack.
I cannot see anything other than the slides now, so I'm going to be doing this blind until we get to the Q&A. Or until we get, I'll briefly see when I come off to go onto Slido, like you'll see this.
Yeah.
But I can't see anything when I'm presenting
Okay.
slides.
That's fine.
So I'm just once we get through the Slido, which you can hopefully see now.
No. Yes.
Yeah, once we get through that, and we get back onto the slides, I won't be able to see anyone until we get to the end and I come off of Q&A. So if you need me to stop or someone posts a question, just shout, because I literally can't see anything.
The audience also does have the option to click the square in the lower right-hand corner to expand their screen if you do want to stay on and see the desktop, just so you're aware.
Wait, I can do that.
It's easier for you. Yeah, whatever's easiest for you.
Cool.
All right, guys, break a leg. Have a great conference. I'm going to
Thank you.
off camera.
Thank you. Yeah.
Cool. How long have we got?
Not 40 odd seconds. That's fine, Jack, because we're not taking questions till the end anyway.
Cool.
And focus. Half an hour.
Cool. Rob, just give me a nudge when we go and I'll kick off.
I feel there should be like a big countdown. Dun, 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 dun. It's in 17 seconds. 10, 5.
Cool. So hello, welcome to Social Action, Good for You, Good for Others, and of course to the Global Youth Summit as a whole. Some of you are joining us through the Juno platform, but we've got many more joining us through social media. So a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. Before we kick off, we just got a little bit of housekeeping. This session is just a small part of the Global Youth Summit as a whole, and we've got some great workshops coming up tomorrow. So do take a look at the full program, whether you are on social or on the Juno platform. By joining this session, everyone who does speak or has their video on at some point will consent to their image and audio being broadcast, because we are, of course, live. By participating in the Global Youth Summit as part of Global Youth Mobilisation, you've agreed to behave respectfully, professionally, and be culturally sensitive towards other people, and to promote the principles of respect, diversity, and inclusion, as well as to actively prevent and not engage in any abusive behaviour of any kind that leads to any harm, prejudice, discrimination, or harassment against any person. If you do not adhere to these principles or the summit's code of conduct, then you may be removed or banned from the session. But that's not going to be a problem for anyone on today. And the final thing is that we do, of course, have a safeguarding team moderating our interaction both on the Juno platform and across all of the social media channels. And if you at any point feel unsafe or witness any concerning behavior, then please do reach out by sending an email to safe@globalyouthmobilisation.org, and you can get in touch with the help desk, and all of that information will be kept confidential. So welcome to Social Action. Good for you, good for others. We're just going to do some introductions, and I will hand over to Rob to kick us off.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, the world global community. My name is Rob Murray, and I'm the UK Scouts Advisor for Community Impact, and I'm absolutely delighted to be with so many of you this evening. I'm going to hand back to my colleague, Jack.
Thanks, Rob. And my name is Jack Avery. I'm the Programme Delivery Executive here at the Scouts UK. And a very warm welcome to everyone from wherever you're dialing in from. And we want to know a little bit about where you are dialing in from. So we are going to quickly jump over to Slido, and we're going to be able to find out all of the brilliant countries that you are dialing in from this evening, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are in the world. So I'm going to quickly open up the Slido. You can either scan the QR code, or you can go to slido.com and put in that number 438172. And we'd love to know what country you are currently in. We'll see how far across the world our session is reaching this evening. I'll just give a couple of seconds for everyone to launch over to Slido. We know Rob is in Scotland. I was just about to say, Rob is in Scotland. Rob, I don't know if you've got someone else.
No, it's not, but there we are. We've got someone from Scotland.
Great. I am in England. I'm just North London. So we've got, here we go. Malta, Latvia, the Netherlands, India, Singapore, some exclamation marks. Brilliant. Loving it. Keep them coming in. Hello to everyone.
So the code is 438172. It's on the screen just now. It's 438172. And hopefully you'll be able to see that.
We've had Germany pop up. India and Canada are our two frontrunners from the most participants so far. Someone from Mexico, Czechia to England. Someone's put England. Someone else is here. Sweden, United States. We have got loads of. It's going so fast I can barely keep up. South Africa, Canada, Singapore, and India very much leading the way. South Africa is climbing back up the table. The Bahamas, what a brilliant place to be dialing in from. Mauritius, where else have I missed? Italy, Taiwan, I saw pop up. We'll just give you a couple more seconds, and then we will move us on to Madagascar. Hello to everyone in Madagascar, beautiful country. As are all of the places that we are seeing. Colombia, Lebanon. Rob, have I missed any?
No, you've got them all. I still think the Scotland one's probably my mum. I think she got a bit excited. And maybe the England one's your mum too.
It definitely is. Lebanon, and you've managed to get an emoji heart pop up as well. Look at that, Lebanon leading the way. Slovakia, but calling from Croatia. Hello to you. And we will just about move on to we'll move on now to our next poll. So hello to everyone dialing in. There's still some places coming in. I think Poland is the one I just about missed, but Canada, Singapore, and India and South Africa very much leading the way with the most participants. Hello to all of you. So our next question, we're going to be talking a lot about social action. So what words come to mind when we say social action? Follow up on all of these throughout the session. And if you've just joined us, then you can, of course, scan the QR code or go to slido.com and type in that code 438172. Rob, I'll let you do this one. You can run through them, seeing as I did the geography in all the countries.
Excellent. So we've got helping, voluntary work, help others is coming up quite a lot of times. Community, taking a stand, which is fantastic. Helping's come up quite a few times. Social struggle, that's really interesting. We'll come on to that a wee bit. Scouting, volunteer, selflessness, change, volunteer works, societal actions, sustainability, positive change, improvement, the people, I like that, the people. volunteering, advocacy. Gosh, they're flooding in. Helping, volunteering, taking a stand. I like the fact that helping's the one that's really coming out strong. Okay, thank you for that. Helping seems to be the big one, followed by advocacy, change, and community. So thank you for that, and I'll pass back to Jack and we'll close that poll. So
Great.
thank you for that.
Thanks, Rob. So many are flying in, but we are conscious of time. So I'm going to move us on to our last Slido poll. So if you are just about typing, I'll give you 10 seconds just to finish up. I think, as Rob's saying, helping, brilliant, that's come up. Help others, advocacy, community, all about these great things. There's a couple more kind of popping in now. Purpose, brilliant. Sustainability, and someone's put scouting. I don't know if they're a scout themselves or they've just seen the scarves, but that is brilliant. So I shall move us on to our very last poll before we jump of the presentation. And we're going to be talking about how social action helps you to develop soft skills. So what we want to know is, what comes to mind when we say soft skills? What sort of things does that make you think about? And these will start flying in any second. Attitude, emotional intelligence, that is a brilliant one.
That's fab.
Communication, two communications. Empathy, yes, empathy is brilliant. I was on a session earlier as part of the Global Youth Summit, and it was saying that sympathy is feeling sorry for someone, and empathy is walking a mile in their shoes and seeing the world from their perspective. And I absolutely loved that. And that was on a brilliant session that was a couple of hours ago. Communication, leadership, teamwork, confidence, software skills. Yeah, that's a really interesting one. We'll come on to a little bit about how the pandemic has really brought us into a digital world, as we are all seeing now. Communication is the front runner. Look at that. Helping others, definitely. That is a brilliant one. And that links a lot with those interpersonal skills and that emotional intelligence that we've seen. Rob, what's your favorite one from what we've got so far?
Oh, that's a good question. I like empathy, I must admit. I think the more that we can have people walking in other people's shoes, I think the better society can be. So empathy is the one for me. What about you, Jack?
Well, I think I am really liking emotional intelligence. I think that is one that when we were talking about soft skills and putting the presentation together, I really enjoy talking about that one. So I'm going to say that. I will give you 5 seconds for anyone just typing their last few things before we pop into the presentation. But thank you all so much to everyone that has taken part on Slido, whether you are on the Juno platform or on social. Communication leading the way there. So I will just stop that now and move back to our presentation, which you should hopefully now be able to see. And I will hand over to Rob to talk us through a little bit about what social action is and what those soft skills are. Massive thanks to everyone that got involved in that Slido. It was brilliant.
Fantastic. And as has been put in the chat, if you do want to see the slides bigger on your screen, there's 2 arrows that are pointing that way. If you click on that, that expands the slides so you can see them a bit better. It just means you don't see Jack and I's wonderful faces, and you just see the slides. But you know, that's your choice. We will go back against you. So, social action, what is it and what are soft skills? A lot of you said what soft skills were in the Slido poll, which was absolutely fantastic. But social action and community impact are used interchangeably. There are lots of ways in which you can take practical action to make a positive difference. It can take place in a range of contexts and can mean formal or informal activities. Social action can include volunteering, fundraising, campaigning, or supporting peers such as your friends. You don't have to try and save the world on your own, although if you wish to, then by all means you can put that cape on. Taking small positive actions to improve your home, school, or local community can make a big difference, and it's what has changed the world to date. So thinking about soft skills, soft skills relate to how you work. Soft skills include interpersonal, so people skills, communication skills, listening skills, time management, empathy, which was something we spoke about earlier, among others. And there's a wee list on your screen as well. Hiring managers, so if you're applying for a job, typically look for candidates with soft skills because they make someone more successful in the workplace. Someone can be really excellent at the technical side of things and tick all the boxes for the job specification, but if they can't manage their time or indeed get along and work with other people, then they won't be successful in that workplace. We know that employers love to see it when candidates have experiences such as the Scouts, the Guides, the Duke of Edinburgh Award, or indeed taking part in social actions, as these all demonstrate good soft skills. Now over to Jack.
Great, thanks, Rob. And we just wanted to put this on here just to talk you through the 6 principles of high quality social action. So social action is all about helping other people, but also helping yourself. And a lot of this is making sure that that double benefit of social action is really felt. So actually, whilst you are out there helping the community with whatever cause that you are taking part in, that you're also developing skills for life and the life skills, the soft skills that you'll need to help you in the world of work and beyond. So I won't run through all of these as they're obviously on your screen, but I just want to pick out a couple. Youth-led, obviously we are here at the Global Youth Summit, and that is all about the fact that you, our listeners, young people as a whole, are the future. You are the ones who are going to go out and make change for the rest of your lives. And we just really want to hammer that home, that great social action is youth-led. And it's possible whether you're 4, whether you're 24, or any range in between, right up to 30, and obviously into adult lives as well. It's really important that all of this social action gives you some time to reflect. So it's brilliant going out and helping people or the environment, but make sure there's some time to really think about what went well, what didn't go so well, where could that be improved. That's a really, really important one. And obviously, all of this social action has to be impactful. So be really clear about what it is you're trying to help, whether that's a particular cause, whether that's the environment, people, animals, whatever that is, making sure that you're clear in your head and that everyone taking part in that social action really knows what the purpose of it is. And that might sound a little bit complicated, but it really doesn't have to be. So I'm going to hand over to Rob, who's going to run us through the 5 simple steps that you need to do to run a brilliant social action project wherever you are in the world.
Thanks, Jack. So 5 simple steps: identify the need, plan action, take action, learn and make more change, and tell the world. 5 steps. Hopefully, if you've got your phone out, you can take a wee picture of that. But I'm just going to briefly take you through each of these steps, which will help your project be really successful, and most importantly, help you develop the vital soft skills. So identify. This is all about teamwork, empathy, and they were some of the key things that you'd identified earlier. Step 2, plan. You know, within this area, you're developing soft skills such as problem solving, leadership, cooperation, communication, and creativity. Take actions, which is step 3. You're doing certain tasks, and this is helping you develop your soft skills in problem solving, collaboration, and leadership. Learn and make more change, step 4. This is all about collaboration, and that really important thing about reflection, because once we reflect on something, we can then make some adjustments and then go back to the activity again. And my favorite, tell the world, which is all about communication. And there's so many great ways you can tell the world, whether that's social media, whether that's your local press, or whether that's a newsletter as well. Now, there's plenty of resources to help you on your journey. So whether you're able to access the scouts.org.uk website, or whether you're able to access WASM, which is the World Organization for Scout Movement, their website, there's things suitable for you in your local areas. And if you're not Scouts, still jump on our websites. We're open to all young people, so it doesn't matter if you're a Scout or not. You can jump on our website and we'll be able to help you out. Back to Jack.
Thanks, Rob. Rob just taking you through how easy it can be, and you can, if you break it down into some small steps, social action can be really achievable wherever you are in the world or however old you are. And I just wanted to touch on a little bit about Skills for Life and what we do here as part of Scouts UK. So we launched a strategy all about developing soft skills in 2018, focused around helping young people to develop those life skills that they'll need now. And to develop those skills, it's all about a learning by doing approach. And that's all about young people just getting stuck in and working out the answers along the way. It's not about adult volunteers or anyone else saying, here's what you have to do. It's about young people figuring it out, working out what you need to do, and actually then going and doing that action or doing that activity. And that's the best way to learn, because you make mistakes, you learn best from mistakes. If everything always goes well, you don't always have those life lessons. And that's the best way to develop those soft skills. And a key part of this strategy is social action or community impact. As Rob says, they're both used very interchangeably. So if you see community impact, chances are they're talking about social action. If you talk about social action, they're talking about community impact, because they're both used in place of each other. The way that we do that here, mainly through our award-winning campaign called A Million Hands. And that's all about working with expert charity partners. But crucially, we have a great group of people, great group of young people called the Community Impact Group, between the ages of 14 and 25, who work with these expert charity partners to co-create resources that young people all across the UK and indeed the world can use to get involved in social action. And Rob's going to take you through a little bit more about some of those partners and the themes that young people here in the UK have been working on through A Million Hands.
Thanks, Jack. So we've got some fantastic themes, and as Jack said, these were created by young people. It wasn't adults sitting in a room over a cup of tea and a biscuit. This was young people deciding which of the 6 big themes that the Scouts in the UK were going to tackle over a 3 to 5 year period. So the first theme that we're going to achieve and tackle is kindness in every community. And we're really proud to be working with the British Red Cross to achieve this. The second one is supporting refugees and displaced children. And we're really proud to be working with Save the Children on this area of work. The next area is better mental health for all. And we know this during the past year with the pandemic, mental health has been impacting young people. So we're working with Mind, we're working with Inspire, and we're working with SAMH, which are 2 partners in Northern Ireland and in Scotland. We're also understanding disability, and we're really proud to be working with the National Autistic Society to learn a little bit more about autism. Young people told us that they know there's a climate emergency going on and they want to take big action. So we've set the goal of we want to protect our environment, and we're working with a fantastic WWF to achieve that. And finally, we want to end homelessness in the UK. And we are working with Crisis in order to try and achieve that. So 6 themes, a number of partners, lots of ambitious young people and volunteers to help us achieve that.
Great, thanks, Rob. And one of the things that we are really passionate about through A Million Hands is just helping Scouts to really be seen in their communities, because so much of Scouting, or so much of social action as a whole, whether you're involved in Scouts or Guides or any other great youth organisation, or you're here because you do stuff by yourselves in your community, it's all about showing the world what you're doing. And that's why, as Rob said earlier, that Tell the World phase is so important. We need world leaders, we need everyone in the community to see that young people like yourselves, like everyone dialing in on this call, whether you're on the Juno platform or on social, are really driving change across the world. So we really think that's important. And I know sometimes it can feel so hard. It can feel like you're shouting about yourself or not being modest or whatever that is, but actually you need to shout about the great work that you do. So please take that away. Don't feel like you are too egotistical, whatever you want to call it. Shout about the great stuff you do, because it's so important for everyone in the community, but especially those decision makers and world leaders, to see that young people are a worldwide force for good, as we all know that they certainly are. So Rob's going to talk a little bit about soft skills in the workplace and how doing social action can actually help you when getting started in your first job or beyond.
So how has COVID affected entry into the workplace? It's been quite interesting, and there have been a range of different elements. that you will be experiencing over the past year. But one of the things that we really wanted to highlight is we've done a bit of research over the past few weeks, and we wanted to find the 5 top skills that employers are looking for when it comes to soft skills. And you know, LinkedIn is some might say the source and fountain of all information, and we took some of their top skills. So communication, teamwork, adaptability, problem solving, and creativity. And the good thing is these 5 skills all link back, if you cast your mind back to what I was talking about in terms of 5 steps of good social action projects. Those key top things that employers are looking for all link back to the identify, plan, take action, learn and make more change, and tell the world. So, you know, if you take part in good social action projects, you're going to learn and gain those good soft skills. A number of youth social action projects at the Scouts are taking place across the UK, and we are really proud that through a programme that's been running here for some time called I Move It. I know it's not a fitness class, it's a social action project. And what happens is young people learn soft skills, they learn leadership skills, and then they're set off to go and take part in some form of social action project. And they're given a mentor to do that. And that could be a mentor in the Scouts, it could be a Scout leader, a Scout commissioner, but it could also be someone from the business community as well. And it's been great to see young people up and down the UK take part in I Move It, and they've been carrying out some remarkable social action projects through the support of mentors as well. So if you are looking to develop skills, do think about engaging with a mentor as well. Now over to Jack.
Great, thanks, Rob. And I think so important about mentors. You can find mentors in pretty much any walk of life, whether they, as Rob said, are your Scout leader, whether they're someone you know and trust, whoever that person is, anyone could be a mentor. It doesn't have to be anything too formal. It can be quite an informal relationship, even a friend that might be 5, 6 years older than you, however that looks like for you. And you don't just have to have more than one. Find different mentors. If you think someone's great at communication, then why not ask them to mentor you and how they got there and the things that you could think about. And same for all of the skills, that not just those top 5, but any of the ones that you want to develop. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how COVID-19 has affected the world of work. And I've tried to put these in some sort of color code. In that uncertainty, financial crisis, the huge competition for roles that we know that not just young people, but that everyone is facing at the moment. And the lack of team social interaction is really difficult. So actually, you're not, by and large, going into offices and seeing people that you'd work with. You're having to do your one-to-ones. You're having to meet people over platforms like this. And that can be really difficult when you're starting your first job. But there are some positives as well. The world has become slightly more sustainable in terms of how we talk to each other. We're not traveling to meetings all the time. We're doing lots of things over Zoom, and there's lots of things still to do, or this case, Juno or YouTube or any of the other platforms that are available. There's also lots more flexibility. So actually, we're seeing people now getting jobs in London, in different countries that work in a completely different country, in a completely different continent, because employers are becoming much more open to the idea of people being able to be in different locations but still do that same job because of these great technological platforms that we have and have all become quite accustomed to over the last 12 months or so, which feeds into digitization. We've all become very good and very adept at using these platforms, and it's really challenging the norm. Now, how does all of this link to soft skills? Well, soft skills will help you turn some of those red words there, the negatives, into opportunities. So there's lots of uncertainty. Well, what can that mean? Well, that means if you've got great problem solving skills, you can help make sense of some of that uncertainty. If you combine that with leadership, you've got a great strategy of not just the pandemic, but also some of the struggles that are a part of that. The financial crisis, again, problem solving, leadership, teamwork, being adaptable. Actually, how do you do the same projects but with less money? If you've developed the soft skills through social action about how to be adaptable, maybe your social action project didn't quite go as well as you wanted it to. So a couple of months later, you tried again, tried something different, and then it started to work. That's all about being adaptable, and that will help us get out of this financial crisis. The huge competition for roles, well, that is all about being creative. Actually, if you can sell yourself in a really brilliant way, that you've got all these soft skills that you develop through social action, then you are very much at the top of the pile compared to someone who just knows the content but hasn't developed all of the soft skills. And in terms of the lack of team social interaction, well, it's all about creativity and that problem solving. So can you do some virtual sessions over some great platforms? Can you organize things that you can still be in the same virtual room? So hopefully that's kind of outlined how doing all of these brilliant soft skills through social action and developing them will not only help you to get into a first job, but maybe even go for a promotion, a second job, whatever that looks like. And actually, you can really develop all of these skills. And if you do develop them to a really high standard, as you will through social action, if you follow those 5 steps, we will be in a much better place when we are talking to all of you next at the next one of these summits or at the next event that we see or virtually see any of you at. So Rob is going to set you a challenge from both Rob and I to everyone on this call, whether you're on the Juno platform or on social, watching it live or later on. This is our challenge to each and every one of you.
Thanks, Jack. And we really do hope that you will take up this challenge. It's something that everyone can get involved in, whether you're a young person, whether you're an adult, and this is something that you can get involved in. And if you do, you'll be gaining those social skills, but you'll also be getting that feel-good factor because you've done something really good within your community. So we want you to get involved in social action within your community. Have a think about what are the big challenges that are facing your local community. Is it something like homelessness? Do you have issues with the environment? Is mental health a big issue within your local community? Is there issues around water sanitation that you could do a social impact project on? Or is it something around literacy? Could you do a book project and help collect books for young people or adults and rent them out free of charge? We want you to think big and get involved in a social action project. So you don't have to do it yourself. As I said at the start, you can get others involved. But if you do it yourself, please make sure you're doing it safely. That's the most important thing. There's a range of support out there, and we've included the link for the scouts.org.uk website, and there's also, we'll add in the link to the chat as well about the WASM website, and they can give you some guidance about how to carry out a good social action project as well. But just remember, if you're involving other people, the more people that get involved, there's that great expression, many hands make light work. And the more people that get involved, the more impact that you will have in your local community. So please do think about it. Once you've taken part in your project, make sure you're recording it. And if you have one of these, a nice phone, take lots of pictures. If you've got a camera, do take pictures. And there's a great range of ways that you can promote your project. You can put it in a newsletter, you can put it into your local newspaper. If you've got social media, you can put it on Instagram, Twitter, or even TikTok itself. And there's great ways to shout about your project and tell the world about all the great social action you're doing in your community. And that helps with that social skill around communication. I wish you all the best. Please do make sure that you are telling the world. Jack and I are going to be keeping an eye on social media to make sure how you are getting on. And that is our challenge to you this Saturday morning, afternoon, or evening. And we look to see how you're getting on. And that is it from us. I'll hand back to Jack for our last little bit before we finish up.
Thanks, Rob. Yeah, please do get involved in that challenge. We do want to see what you are up to. And if you do want to keep in touch with us and let us know what you've been up to, our Twitter handles there, RobMurray11 for Rob and Jabry97 for myself. We are now going to move into the Q&A session. We really wanted to leave a good chunk of time at the end for any questions that you might have and to make this as interactive as we can. So do feel free to raise your hand, post it in the chat, or use the Q&A function if you are on Juno. If you're on YouTube or social media, then do put any of those questions into that chat. We do have a lovely moderator that is helping us by bringing those questions into the Juno platform. We are very grateful for everyone that has supported the Global Youth Summit in the background, there's lots of people that you aren't seeing with tech support, with admin support, comms, all of that stuff. So a big thank you to everyone that's helped put this event on and is helping us in the background of this session. We really can't wait to see what you get up to. Please do share it. We hope you've enjoyed this session tonight and you found out some new things. You found out all about those soft skills and you are ready to go away, take on the challenges of the next 12 months and beyond, and really get stuck in and make a difference. So that is all from us. A massive thank you, and we look forward to the Q&A session. So if you do have any questions, please start popping them in the chat, and I will stop sharing my screen.
Thank you. Okay, so we had a question from Julia, which I answered just about. She was being very complimentary about our presentation. Thank you, Julia. And asking if we could share a link to the presentation. So I said that we would, there's functionality in Juno, so that will be shared. Benjamin's asked a fab question. Oh, wow, that's appeared on screen. See, we've got fantastic techie people. Okay, do you want to answer this, Jack? This seems like a really good question for you to.
Yeah, let me just read it. It's just gone away, so I will go back in.
No,
It's back. Look at that. Thank you, our lovely tech support and moderators. I've been very eager to ask this question, says Benjamin. In scouting in the Netherlands, social action and community impact work has become obsolete due to it having the reputation of being boring and not fun. Do you have any advice on how to reintroduce social action in scouting? Well, Benjamin, it's a great question. And I think a lot of that comes to, there have been some perceptions of scouts, of social action, that actually it's just the kind of small scale things that you might expect, whether that's, bag packing, litter picking, all great things. But actually people have kind of seen them as the only things that you can do. And that's just not the case. There's so much that you can do through social action. So litter picking is great, but could you take it one step further? So if we're looking at taking litter picking further, could you organize a group of young people to go and not just collect that plastic from an ecosystem or litter, whatever that is, but then take everything that you've got and do something really interesting with it? Could you turn it into an art installation in your local community to show the impact of waste and really turn that into an advocacy campaign to try and change that public perception, get people to stop littering in the first place and really deal with the root cause of the issue? Actually, there's so much that you can do by just taking a very simple action, but just putting a slight spin on it. So my kind of big bit of advice there would be to really, first of all, ask young people what they're interested in. Like, as you know yourself, kind of getting a group of people together, if they're passionate about it, if they want to make a difference, then they can. But actually, one of the best ways to do that is through that identify the need phase that Rob was talking about. So getting a group of young people together, ask them, what are those big questions? What do we as a group of young people want to do? And then being creative, bringing in that soft skill. How can you do that in a really interesting, unique way? We've got so many digital platforms now. Actually, a lot of social action in the last 12 months has been happening online, whether that's petitions, whether that's great videos being put together, whether that's writing or meeting MPs, decision makers, so that member of parliament here in the UK, or someone that represents your local town or area. It's about being really creative and really exciting in the ways that you do some of that impact. So that's my advice, Benjamin. Hopefully it has been helpful. I think my key thing is to take people's perceptions of what social action has been in the past and completely tear them apart, do something completely new and exciting and different. And actually, if someone sees that, they'd go, wow, I really didn't expect scouts, young people to be doing some of that stuff. So Benjamin, I hope that has been helpful. And I will pass over to Rob to answer one of the other questions that we've got coming in, because they're flying in now.
They are, and we're very much running short of time as well, so we won't get through them all, I'm afraid. So Paloma's asked a really good question, which is basically around how do you take that first step? She's wanting to get involved, he or she's wanting to get involved. What's that first step? And that's a fantastic question. There's so many issues out there that we could potentially be getting involved in. And I think it's about doing that mind map about what's important to you in your local community, and what can you realistically think that you can get involved in and make change on. We have a fantastic resource that we will share the link to on in the chat function, which is an activity you can run if you're a youth leader, that you can run locally, which helps you explore the different types of issues that you might want to try and tackle. And I think trying to bring, once you've chosen your issue, then bringing people together, a coalition of people together that can potentially help you on that journey. You know, yes, you can do things by yourself, but try and bring people together. Social media is a great platform for doing that. Jack, do you want to?
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to go into the chat. Franz, I hope I've said that right. If I've said that wrong, I'm really sorry. I just wanted to draw, you've said, absolutely love the program that you guys have in relation to the soft skills. The idea that key and critical life skills are considered soft skills has always seemed weird to me. They're critical day-to-day skills that help in education and societal systems, and they must teach them and consider them vital. Well, I couldn't be more on your side with that. It seems a very strange way to kind of word that. But because they are such critical skills, they're called soft skills, I believe, just simply because they're probably less tangible than some of the other things. So actually, how do you measure problem solving or creativity? There isn't like a scale as there is for some of those other things. So I believe that's where that comes from. But I'm absolutely with you. They are such critical life skills. And thank you so much for posting that in the chat. We've got a question from Paige on YouTube. Thank you for commenting on there, and for our tech team for bringing that in. How do you go about scaling a project to a manageable scope? That's really interesting, Paige. And I think if I've got what you're talking about right, it's how do you take something from quite a small scale and manage that scale up to possibly a regional level, or maybe even a national or international level. And really, it's all about making sure that that core action that you've got is really easy to understand, is really easy to explain, and really easy to get involved in. If you can really explain it and understand kind of what it is, what you need people to do, and why people should do it. So much of social action is about selling that to other people. Why should I care about this? Why should I get involved? Of all of the causes in the world that I could help, why would I get involved in this one? And in terms of when you scale that up, it's important to make sure that you're really utilizing that communication skill. So how do you bring in other people? Because as you start to scale from possibly a small project with 10 people to 100 to 1,000 to 100,000 or 1 million, it's all about making sure that you are working as a team and communicating. So my kind of advice on that would be put together a really great team of people with diverse experiences that can help to deal with some of those challenges as they come up. Because some of the things with scaling a project can sometimes mean that you just kind of lose track of what's happening. How do you make sure that someone in a completely different country is doing kind of the action as you intended? So it's about communication, it's about leadership from yourself or whoever's running the project, but it's also about that teamwork. So have a great team, make sure that the action ask is really simple, really easy to understand, and that you can communicate it well. And if you do all of that and have a great team that are helping you in place, then it really doesn't have to be much more complicated than just making sure that people can understand what's going on and that they've got a way to get involved. So thank you so much for asking that question. Rob, I will let you take the next one.
Thank you. I'm just typing in the link for you. So here's a really good question. What was the most unusual, and this will be our second last question, I think. What was the most unusual social action project that you took part in? That's a really, really interesting question. Where to start? I'm actually going to take it to a social action project. I didn't do it in the UK, and this is slightly cheating, but it was one of my first big international experiences, and I represented Scotland in a project called UK Uganda, and we went out to a place called Kasigi to help build a school, because you might remember that during the Troubles in Uganda, a lot of the schools were knocked down and demolished by the leader at the time. So the UK Scouts decided that we were going to go out and do some work there about rebuilding schools and teaching education. So when we went out there, we built schools, we built play parks, and actually I had a great time trying to play football, teach. We tried to teach English, which a Scot trying to teach English is quite laughable, as you can see from Jack's reaction, and just interact with the young people. And it was such a great experience for me. And that's quite a big community impact social action project, but it's quite important for me. Jack, do you want to, in fact, why don't we end on this? Because I notice we've got 2 minutes left. So do you want to maybe say what your big social impact?
Yeah, I will say that, and then there's one I want to desperately try and get to, so I will be quick. Mine, also not in the UK. I was in Madagascar with a few scouts from the UK. We went over. Idea was to learn from scouts in Madagascar, to hear about what they were doing and what we could do here in the UK, because we were really passionate that actually it's about international collaboration and sharing. So actually not us here in the UK saying this is what you should do, it's about actually the Madagascan scouts teaching us what we could do better in the UK, and really having that collaboration and sharing piece. And we did some great things. We went all across a beautiful country, Madagascar, and we worked with the local community and helped to teach about the importance of good sanitation and hygiene, and so important. And one of the biggest things I took away from that was someone in the market, in a market square in Madagascar, came up to me and said, the reason that we hear and listen to scouts is because we trust young people, and we don't always trust those that are traditionally seen in those seats of power. And that is the impact, and that is how powerful young people can be. People will listen to you, people will understand what you're saying. There's no hidden agenda. It's you that they want to hear from. And the last one I just desperately wanted to get round to was Filippo. I think I've said that right. Sorry if I've said that wrong. Says in Italy, we normally start to introduce social action only at explorers, but we focus on it only with the Rover Scouts. Do you think that could be worth expanding its importance to explorers and cubs? And Rob is nodding. Yes, absolutely. There's a great thing called the Habit of Service report, which is written that shows the younger you get involved in social action, the more likely you are to continue that all the way through your life. And here in the UK, we're getting our 4-year-olds as part of our brand new section, Squirrels, involved in social action. And Rob is doing a little dance there. Seriously, it's so important for every young person to get involved. I don't know if the hearts are for Rob's dancing or for the squirrels and young people getting involved in social action. We'll say half. Yeah, so important. Make sure that everyone can get involved in social action, no matter their age, and it's so important to make sure that everyone can. Definitely worth expanding its importance across Italy and across the world. So thank you so much for that. That is just about all we have time for. Thank you so much. Lots of questions about resharing the slides and screenshots. We are going to follow up with the team afterwards and do that and make sure that we can. But thank you so much for everyone that's joined. It's been a great session. We've loved interacting with all of you, whether that's YouTube or Juno. Have a lovely rest of the Youth Summit.
Take care, folks, and remember those that challenge we set you on. We want to see your social action project. Stay safe.